the lineup of trekking poles. Oh yeah, much more. Great day to hike. I'm gonna go sign that bad boy before I forget.
Does the apostrophe come before or after the year?
I don't know. What did somebody else do? I just put 2020. I think, oh, before the two.
Okay. Sweet.
Oh, missed that cup. 3 inches.
Nice.
When we drove up here to look at the property, which we'd already been and already been accepted. I mean, we put up on it sight unseen, but then we drove up 2 days, or we flew up 2 days later to look at the property. And as we were driving, it was all this kind of like misty mountains. And I said, oh, I've got it. Misty Mountain Stop.
Ooh.
Yeah, instead of Misty Mountain Hop. And then we've got a Lord of the Rings reference and a Led Zeppelin reference. But unfortunately, over in Blairsville, there's Misty Mountain Cabin rentals.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, and we didn't really get confused with them.
Yeah.
I
thought
think you
Misty-
chose very well.
I think Green Dragon, it just people like it. It suits us. It works.
It's easy to
The house is
remember.
green.
Yes,
The
and it's,
giant
yes.
house is green.
Yeah.
Everything about it.
Yeah, but just being straight up honest with you, as I was looking at AWOL's guide, and I'm like, okay, hostel around the bend. I've absolutely heard of that. And then I saw Green Dragon. I'm a nerd. There is no question which one I'm going to. And it was just an instant choice. I didn't need to read anything about you or any of the reviews.
He
I
was
saw
saying-
the name, and I knew where I belonged.
He was staying no matter what. Whether you had a bed or not, he was coming.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't going to be an issue.
We actually have had people who've told us that they picked us because of the name and they knew what it meant.
Yep.
That's great.
We had a Sobo come through. His name is Steve, and he literally comes back and visits us once a month. And the last time he was here, it was at the beginning of February, and we actually had a full house that night. And there was a few kids his age. He's like around 30, and he turns this one guy. First, he turns to me because this one guy we had picked up at Dick's Creek, and I mean it's the same. It's 10 minutes to Unicoi. It's 10 minutes to Dick's Creek. But when you're on, but hikers don't really understand the world outside the trail. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So Scuba Steve turns to me. He goes, "No offense." Then he turns to the other kid. He goes, "If you were coming off at Dick's Creek, and he was a Nobo, if you're coming off at Dick's Creek, why didn't you stay at Hostel Around the Bend?" And the guy goes, "Because I'm a Tolkien fan."
Yep.
And he goes, "I saw the name, and I knew that's what it meant. I knew that's what this was the inn in the Shire." So
Look who I found on the trail today, y'all. So this is
Jenny.
and she doesn't have a trail name yet, and her YouTube is Hiking with Jenny, and I will tag that below. So, what do you like most about hiking the AT right now?
I don't know. I guess meeting people.
Yeah.
I've met so many YouTubers so far.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. It's almost like being at a YouTube convention.
A smelly one?
Actually, people aren't too smelly yet. I think give it time. But
Yeah. Any pieces of advice that you can?
Make sure your stuff is actually waterproof. So I got caught in the rain yesterday, found out the hard way. My backpack is not waterproof. So make sure you have something, either test it out before you go out there or have extra redundancies.
Wear it in the shower or something,
Yeah.
whatever. All right, cool. All right, so I will tag Jenny's YouTube down below so that you guys can check out her videos. And thank you so much. Happy trails.
Happy trails.
Alrighty. See that mountain right there? That is Trey Mountain. And that is what Lazy Boy and I are going to go up there and a little bit down the other side to get to the shelter. That's where we're going today. We are here at the viewpoint of Trey Mountain, which now it's like right there is the peak. Sorry, my finger's gonna blur it out, but the clouds just rolled over. So we're gonna be climbing up that and over that a little bit down to the shelter. And then after that, we will determine if we're gonna stay there or push a little bit more. But yes, look at how tall I am today. I am over 4,000 feet. Not much of a view today at the top of Tray Mountain. I think we're actually standing in some sort of foggy mountain or foggy cloud. Let's see, where am I? A big whopping 3 miles today from Indian Grave Gap to Tray Mountain Shelter. And I'm all set up for the night, but man, the flies are like, my tent has covered them. I'm hoping that once it gets cooler, they will go find somewhere else to hang out. But as long as they're on the outside, not on the inside. So I thought I'd give you a little tour of, you can see my tent over there. You can see Lazy Boy's tent next to mine. He's sitting on the other side of his tent, so you can't see him right now. But let's take a look at Tray Mountain Shelter. So the privy is right down there. Right down there. Which is not too far away from where we're tenting, so that's nice. Shelter is right here. We got Cece the puppy dog. Hey, baby. Come here. Hello. She just came to meet everybody, so everybody knows her. But I love this Tray Mountain. If you get a chance to come up here, this is just beautiful. And a lot of the tent sites are right along this ridge. And this time of year, the stars, looks like we're gonna have a good star night, and you can see all the lights. Then you have the shelter over there. And I will ask permission if I can film before I get too close to anybody. You have bear cables to hang your bags right there. And then over here to the right of the shelter is your path down to the water. And that's a good little trek. You can see the blue blaze down there in that tree. So I would definitely bring everything, get it filled down there, and bring a trekking pole with you when you go down to get water here. Hey everybody, so we are at, where are we at, guys? Tray Mountain Shelter. And so I wanted to talk to these young gentlemen and ask them some questions. So sir, do you have a trail name?
I'm Brass Compass.
Brass Compass. And what do you love about the AT?
The best thing about the AT is the camaraderie of everyone.
Yes, absolutely. And now that you hiked before, and you're doing it again, kind of in a different way, your own hike. What piece of advice can you give to all of those that are getting ready to start or just got on trail?
First off, take it slow, and people who usually finish say they wish they had gone slower and enjoyed the towns more.
There you go. That's the seems to be the story.
That's
So
right.
all right, what is your trail name?
My trail name is Stripper.
All right, I don't always ask where they come from, but how'd you get that?
Well, I mean, we would be in shelters or on the trail, and I would get too hot, and of course, you'd be in your sleeping bag, but you just shed clothes.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
Or you go behind a tree on the trail and just shed clothes, and you come out and your buddies are like, really?
All right. So you're not doing like dances in the shelter. So, all right, cool.
I mean, it
Cool.
would be nice to make some extra money, though.
All right. And what do you love most about hiking the AT?
Oh, it's just a rewarding feeling of summiting mountains. And just, I mean, because you're beat. I mean, whenever you start climbs at elevation, I mean, your body's just almost lying to you, trying to get you to slow down, trying not to get you to go where you want to go. But when you get there, it's just the best feeling ever. And then being out here, it's just a huge blessing, period.
Yeah.
It's just an honor.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the attitude you got to have when you hike that place of trail. You can't be like, oh, I have to hike today. No, you get to hike today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so what piece of advice would you give anybody that is getting ready to start or just got on trail?
It's just like what everybody else is saying. You got to take it slow for like at least the first couple weeks and let your body acclimate, you know, to the change that you're putting it through. I mean, you can prep forever, but I mean, just going out here and doing this every single day, it's just like you have to just let your body catch up and just fine tune it, you know, to where the small injuries don't stop you.
Yeah,
It's all about getting to the top of Mount Katahdin.
That's right. Right. They say the last one, last one there wins. Right. So, all right. And what is your trail
My
name?
trail name is Cutie.
All right. I got to ask you, how'd you get that?
Well, we were staying in the hotel down in Hiawassee, and I had a dad joke that I thought was hilarious. And those little oranges, little tangerines, the
Yep,
cuties.
yep.
I held it up, and I was like, oh, me and this thing have a lot in common. And they were all like, what are you talking about? I was like, cutie. And that's how I got it.
All right. Well, that's what you get.
And, yeah.
And what do you love most about hiking the AT?
Just being a part of something so much bigger than myself and having a plan that's come to fruition over 2 years of planning and 10 years of it being on my bucket list. It's and just everything about meeting people, and it happened so quick. I thought it was going to take months to happen.
No.
And I'm already meeting so many people and made such good friends.
Yeah, absolutely. So what piece of advice do you want to give the newbies that are either just got on trail or are getting ready to get on trail?
Like I was telling Stripper, and it helps me so much. Going uphill, I do not stop. I just slow down as much as you want, take really slow steps, but just I never take a break on an uphill.
Yeah.
And that helps me so much.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you so
problem.
much.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Good night from Tree Mountain Shelter. Night, y'all.